Good evening. It is, what time is it now? I don't even know what time it is. I think it's like 10 o'clock in the evening. I don't know where my, oh, there it is. It's 10:30-ish in the evening. And I'm here. I'm actually quite ecstatic that I finally I'm able to produce 45 caliber rounds now. This is my first 10 45 caliber cartridges that I created using Winchester brass. I'm not going to say they're brand new, but they've been fired once, brand new. This is the first time they're being reloaded with much available federal primers, 200 grain extreme bullets. I'm using extreme bullets right now before I'm going to test it. And these are my Ornady 200, what are these? 200 grain XTPs. They're basically hollow points. You can see that I'm going to use for my personal rounds. And I have 500 extreme bullets there for my plinking rounds. So for the moment, I'm going to use this to test. Now I've already passed the ammo check, and what it does is that if you place your created cartridges right through where it fits, in this case I have a an ammo checker that's able to take 45, 40, 9mm and 38s, 380s, okay, 38 supers, all in one shot. And if you fit it on the ammo checker and it basically is flush to a point where you're not seeing anything on the side, it passes. That means you're going to chamber. Now if it's like protruding like that, I'm over simplifying it, right? I'm blowing it out of proportion. That means it's not going to chamber. So that means you're going to have to tear this apart and figure out why it didn't. So all of these 10 rounds that I created have just passed the ammo checker. Okay, so they're good. And basically the last process that I used is I created the first dummy round, which was right here, no primer and no powder, just to ensure that all my measurements are correct, right? After I do the measurements, and of course it passes the ammo checker, what I'll do, I will load it to a magazine, slap it onto my particular fire. Now it's not going to fire because obviously it doesn't have any powder or primer, right? Just to ensure that it chambers, right? And then it pops out just like that. And it passes, right? So all of these checks allows me to determine if they're going to fire. Of course, there's no better substitution to ensure that it's going to fire till you go to the range and fire it, right? So right now I got all these brass. I have another, I estimate about 400, 500 brasses right up here, Winchester brass. And I got another 2,000 right there in the vault. I'm ready to, and again, that's why you reload, right? You're able to reload this so many times. And the book says up to about 5 times. But I have reloaded 300 blackouts and 223 cartridges up to 7 times. And by that time, after about the 7th time, you can see that on the edges, now I know this is a 45, on the edges of the brass, they're starting to crack, or they're starting to deteriorate, or they're no longer pliable, or more as flexible as it was when it was on the first 1, 2, 3, 4 reloads. So there you go. You know, it takes a while to set this up. I'm using RCBS dies because Dillon dies are either expensive or just difficult to acquire in less than a week. So I grabbed my RCBS die. They're a little bit more difficult to install and to set up. But right now, it's what I have. And they're as good as Dillon dies, just a little bit more cheaper too, from about $200 from a Dillon set of dies to $70 for an RCBS. So there are a couple of ways to save money on this, but certainly I'm very happy with my Dillon. I have 2 of them. Right now I got it set up to where one Dillon is set up for small primers, and the other Dylan is set up for large primers. So if I want to set up, now I'm starting to reload large primers, pistol primers. So maybe the next purchase would be a 10 millimeter, right? So who knows, right? So anyway, if you guys got any questions, hey, there you go. I finally made it. I finally made it. You know, Filipinos are fond of their 45s. If you don't know the answer why that is, Google it up. History of the 45. You'll figure it out, right? You guys enjoy the evening. To the men and women out there. Yep, I'm here. I'm right here. To the men and women out there who are currently deployed. That's a better lighting here. My goodness, man. Lighting, this sucks. Yeah, light all over the place. I gotta have light all over the place, you know. I got powder all over the place. Sometimes I'm sniffing them. So I look like this. So anyway, to the men and women out there, our brothers and sisters, our sons and daughters who are deployed, we love you all. I love you guys all. It allows me to do what I do now simply because of what you guys do out there. So it's the least I can do is just to greet you guys. Come on home, right? You guys are all over the world. Doesn't matter what service it is. Just come on home. You guys enjoy the evening. Post.